Okay, now, fuck it. Let's just take this time to talk about the world race scene. This is a very sensitive topic. I am just basing this based on my experience in this game. First thing first, Final Fantasy 14 raid scene, or rather, if you want to call it Road to World First scene, is absolutely bad. Absolutely shit. We literally don't have enough groups to participate, let alone compete for the Holy Grail first place. Okay? There's already really been, throughout the past 9 years, there's always at one time only maximum 2 teams fighting for it. Now, you might say 2 teams is enough. 2 teams is enough competition already. Yes, 2 teams I think is fine. 2 teams is fine, you know? And then sometimes every now and then you get a 3rd team. Right? And then sometimes every now and then you got a JP team that comes out. So every now and then, not consistently, but randomly out of the blue, there is like a good world race proc, you know? But it's not consistent. It's not like every single raid here or every single content people are up for it. It is usually just 1 or 2 groups. You know, back in the days we have Elysium, and then, I mean, before back in the days we have like other teams as well, right? I forgot the other team's name, like BG at the beginning. And then I forgot what the name is for the one that got nailed. I forgot their name. Whatever, but my point is, right, there's always just about 1 or 2 groups. No, not Entropy. Entropy was initially called Angered. And then initially, finally it reached a mid stage where there's 2 teams, Elysium and Angered / Entropy, eventually. And then suddenly Entropy just vanished. Suddenly they are just out of the picture. And the moment they go out of the picture, right, there hasn't really been a team outside of TPS that is really competing for first, right? But again, like I said earlier, every now and then there is one that randomly comes out. And also, also Shiva being designed that way, suddenly teams came in and yoinked 1st, 2nd place away from TPS. But make no mistake, despite that one random run that they didn't get world first, you can bet your money that they're always gonna get world first. Aside from all these random anomalies. Now that's JP groups. Okay, that's JP groups. Now JP groups assemble, I think it's assemble, I think, yeah. So for JP groups, right, you will never know. JP group, they don't say, they don't show, you won't know. It's not something that you would know. It's not something like, you know, you go to a Grand Slam, right? Then you'll be like, yeah, yo, Roger Federer, who do you think is going to compete with you? Yeah, I think Rafael Nadal is really good. Hey, Rafael Nadal, do you think that this time Federer will finally win his French Open on your turf? You know, you are the king of clay, right? Oh, I think Federer definitely has got all it takes to win. Federer is a great competitor. He wins a lot of Grand Slam. I lost to him a lot of time. But for clay, maybe yes. You know what I mean? Like whenever you ask somebody, and if the competition is really there, right? People will always know who it is, and people will always talk about who it is, right? But I would say for the past 1.5 expansion, or rather lately the past 3 years, there isn't really another team that you talk about aside from TPS, right? Now angered a little bit, yes. Again, like I said, they just suddenly gone, right? After T, during T, they just suddenly gone, or even during T, they just wasn't up there like they was before already, right? In Heaven's Word, in Storm's Blood, right? So TPS is just that name. TPS is only the name. So what is the world race scene right now in Final Fantasy 14? Aside from TPS, there's really nothing. Aside, again, those JP or random one. Now, of course, every now and then there will be a random one. But mainly in this scene, there just isn't any group. There just isn't any group, right? Now, this is the first step of explanation. Okay, the next step is gonna be very manga when I say this, because I might be calling some names out. Might sound like I'm offending some players. Might sound that I'm downplaying some people's achievement / playstyle. But I want a full disclaimer, right? I am here to say what it is. I am here to explain the world race scene and what it is. And those teams that I'm gonna mention, you yourself know it. I know it, you know it, everybody know it. That's what Asmongo always says. Okay? Now, here it goes. Let's go to the most few recent one. Ever since Shadowbringer comes out, there isn't really, like I said, I reinforce it, there just isn't any second team that is, I personally would say good enough for World Second. That just isn't. TPS is just one next level above everybody else. Let's just say you get World Second. There are teams that will say, well, we get World Second. Well, we did really well. Now, don't get me wrong. You guys did really well. Don't get me wrong. Those people who place top 5, they are good players. Those people, I know some of them. I even play with some of them. They are good players. Hell, they are better than me. No shit, they are better than me. They are definitely better than me. But that doesn't mean that what I see and what I experience and what I'm telling you now has no way. Just because, oh, yo, Arthurs, you're not as good as them. How can you say that? Just shut the fuck up. That's not what it is. As a spectator, you know it. As a spectator, you can see it. As a spectator, you know what it is. There isn't really a World Second. Now, if the World Second is vacant, whoever complete the duty obviously is World Second. Now, of course, it's good job. We all clap. We all congratulate. Good job on World Second. But come on, let's be really fucking honest. For the last 3 years, for the last 1 or 2 expansion, does getting World Second really mean anything in this game? Do you really feel that you are World Second? Let me give you an example via MS Paint. This is the race. This is the race. Okay? This is the wild race. Okay? There's a lot of teams. Okay, there's a lot of teams. And then you got Limit and Echo over here. Fucking neck to neck. You look at them raiding Castle Natria, and you look at them raiding Sanctum of Domination, neck to neck. They are literally, the two teams are literally one pool away. The two teams are literally 0 point something, less than 1% away from World First and World Second. That's how fucking close they are. That's how fucking good they are. Okay? Okay? Now, this is Final Fantasy XIV. You got your TPS here. This is Final Fantasy XIV. You got TPS here. And then you got your World Second like over here. And then you got your 3rd, and then you got your 5th, you got your 6th, you got your 7th, you got your 8, and then who the fuck gives a shit about anything else? This is TPS. This is the distance. This is the difference. Now, if you tell yourself you are World Second, yay, I'm second, yay, smiley face. On paper, good job. In reality, again, okay? I haven't named any names yet. I haven't called any teams out yet. But in reality, is our Final Fantasy XIV World Second good enough to even consider themselves to be second? Let alone consider themselves second because we were only slightly behind TPS. Or you are second because you are so far away from TPS to the point that it doesn't really fucking matter, but you are World Second. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Whereas if we talk about World of Warcraft, we talk about Limit and we talk about Echo. Being second actually is considered pretty good. But in World of Warcraft, they don't even give a shit about second. All they care is this. Just ask Max. Just ask Max. Go, I dare you go to the channel and tell Max, yo, Max, congratulations on World Second. Max will tell you, okay, Max wouldn't tell you get the fuck out. Max would just say, well played. You know, Echo did really well. They were the better raid team in this whole sanctum, right? But we don't really care about second. Like, people only care about the first. Nobody's gonna care about the second. At the point, after that point, it doesn't even matter who gets second or not. You know what I mean? Whereas in Final Fantasy, right? If you are first, everybody knows you're good, and then the second claims second, nobody cares. Nobody really cares. This is the difference between Final Fantasy XIV and WoW World Race, and this is the current situation that Final Fantasy XIV World Race is. Our second don't really fucking matter. Now, they are good players. I want to reiterate, okay? I want to reiterate. They are good players. All these teams over here are the teams that make it to Frosty Road to World First streams. Now, if you actually go and watch the stream, it's a bunch of good players that is performing really well. It's a bunch of good players that is playing hardcore hours. But in terms of dissecting mechanics, in terms of finding their own way, in terms of breaking through that mechanic at that time, at that turn, at that fight, to the point that they themselves solidify themselves in a position that they are pushing from this, none of them are. None of these teams are. I will give you an example. T. Alexander T. You look at how fucking TPS clear 4 days earlier than everybody. How 4 days in Ultimate is a fucking eternity. 4 days. They are ahead by 4 days. They break down, they learn, they perfect, they clear the fight. 4 days earlier than everybody else. The world second, third, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth are all these teams during T were only less than 8 hours apart. Whereas here to here is 4 days. Okay? So even if you're second, third, fourth, fifth over here, do you really feel like you are actually second? Somebody just didn't feel this void, you know? Somebody just didn't feel this void. This is the emptiness that Final Fantasy XIV has right now. This is the void that somebody needs to fill in. Okay? Now going into 5.0, going into 6.0, is that gonna be a team that fill in this? I am pretty sure if you threaten me, you put your gun on my head and say, Arthas, you need to bet your life or fortune on this road to World first. I'm betting my money on TPS. I'm betting my money on TPS. Who the fuck wouldn't? You know what I mean? Who is gonna be the second? Is there gonna be a second team? Is there gonna be a third team? I will say, right, if you got 3 teams, then the world race is fun. If it is this close, the world first race scene is gonna be fun. Now, Final Fantasy XIV doesn't have it. Final Fantasy XIV does not have it. Okay? Sadly, Final Fantasy XIV does not have it. That's the problem with Final Fantasy XIV race scene now. So even like to answer Gorillian's beat message, even in 6.0, yes, a lot of new players comes in. It's not gonna change this race scene. It's not gonna change this race scene. How are you gonna convince me that teams will suddenly pop out and this close to TPS? I mean, we just based on the last 5 years that it just isn't anyone, right? Who the fuck is gonna emerge? What, WoW players? I mean, if Max team went from where they are now all the way to Endwalker and they are polished, prepared by the time I assume 9.1 is not out, and let's just say they really wanna go for it, maybe. But then again, we will have to see, right? You know, now they are just progging for fun. Now they are not here to prove a point. Now they are not here to be the best. Now they are just enjoying the game. Who knows? Maybe the next 3 months later, mentality will change. Maybe the next 3 months later, they will try to take the next step. Maybe the next 3 months later, they will try to push for it. Who knows? We wouldn't know. Nobody should pressure them. They should enjoy the game they want. We shouldn't be expecting that. But in our own Final Fantasy XIV community, nobody is here. So let's just say 6.0, there's another frosty road to World first. All we are going to watch is this. We are going to watch good quality players. Again, okay? I want to reiterate. But I am by no means saying that people in here are bad or trash. These are great players. These are above average players. These are not the best player. These players are good, very hardcore, but these players are not good enough to be here. These players are not good enough to be here. Okay? This is the actual road to World first. This bunch of people that is gonna be on Frosty Road to World first, the teams that has always been doing 12-16 hours, they are not good enough. Okay? Now, this is the part 3 where I'm gonna name some names. Oriza's group, good group, great group, not good enough. Move, great group, great players, not good enough. Okay? Not good enough for World first. Very good players, not good enough. People like Momo, Violent Destruction, extremely fucking exceptional players. They will never be here. You start to ask yourself why. These are good players where from the first minute all the way until the end the fight ends at the 12th minute. These are the people that has optimized the strat. These are the people that has tried to min-max the strat. So by the time they keep going at it, you know, as a static, they keep going at it. They got very good pass. They perform very well. They are very good players. They are. Like I said, I am not saying that they are not good players. But are they good enough? Are they the strategies that can come up with stuff that they would sacrifice, that they wouldn't mind whether it's downtime, but they find a way, whether it's not optimized, push through, recover, cover for one another, play play with each other's mistake, shortcoming, strength in a place for them to be here. Now, TPS can do that. That's why TPS is fucking amazing. Okay? All these Momos, Rin, Violent Destruction, Style, or Riza, are all these players good enough? We'll see in 6.0. But, I want to reiterate, they are very fucking good players. They are the above average good players. They are not good enough for World First race yet. Now, again, your Arthurs, you're just talking out of your ass. Arthurs, you're just being salty because they are better players than you. No shit, they are better players than me. But my proof is, TPS was able to clear T 4 days earlier than every fucking body else. TPS is World First. And then my JP static, which is not fucking great at all, because I play with them every single fucking day. I play with my JP static every single day for at least 1.5 years. Okay? Leading up to Gaia. Okay? I play with them every single day. I can tell you, those are mediocre. Those are B+ players at best. And they went to get world second. Are you fucking kidding me, guys? Are you guys even trying? Is this really the depth of our racer skills that my JP static can get world second? Are you guys for fucking real? I mean, I feel very happy for them. But I'm just saying, man, my JP statics are not great enough, man. They are just, these are proofs. I'm seeing it firsthand. And obviously, the results is there. If you just go back to watch all those world rankings, the results is there. I'm not fabricating the results, is there. I play with all these players. You know what I mean? Again, man, this specific segment, I most likely will put it on YouTube. Alright? I'm not gonna pretend and delete this VOD and just to like escape the wrath of the players who listen to this or the fans of those players. I'm just speaking facts. I'm just being super subjective. I'm just evaluating the situation for you. At the same time, I would love to take this opportunity to welcome all raiders to challenge them. Trust me, TPS wants to be challenged. Trust me. What is a champion without competitor? Or even these people, maybe even this bunch of people, like I say, really fucking good players, just not good enough for world race. Maybe they will find their way here. So somebody, again, like I say, somebody needs to fill this void. Somebody needs to fill this void. Right? Somebody needs to fill this void. It's either somebody randomly goes in, or this bunch close the gap. Okay? Then then Final Fantasy 14 might finally get a actual road to World First scene. Do you think that gap will be filled when the new expansion comes? I hope so. Right now, a lot of teams are not really raiding yet, except for Max team that is raiding for fun. Not really raiding for racing. They are just raiding for fun. At the moment, at the moment, there's no reason to believe that there are any team that is really behind the scene, sitting at the round table like, guys, listen, 6.0 is round the corner. This time we're gonna make TPS have a run of their money. This time we're gonna beat them. No, I don't think there's any team out there that is having this discussion. Whereas TPS is probably already preparing for the next raid here already. They have their laws and orders done. They have their preparation done. They know who is gonna do what. They know who is gonna be in there. They all play together for at least 3 raids together already. They are fucking ready already. I don't think anybody else is even remotely ready. That's why there's also another possibility. This one I talked about it on stream earlier, and I think Max also talked about it on Mock Talk. Now there's another possibility. There's also another outcome. Okay, there's also another outcome. Outcome B. Okay, this is outcome B. Same. Road to World First. Okay, same. Just now, remember I say those teams that were very good players but not good enough. They were here, right? And then we have TPS that is here, right? Now there's another outcome. Now just one outcome would be randomly from nowhere, suddenly a few groups come in and fill this void. Okay, this is the void. Okay? This is the void that needs to be filled. Okay? This is the void that's gonna make. This is the void that needs to be filled, so that Final Fantasy 14 will finally get an actual road to World First. Okay? This is the void. Right? TPS is here, the rest is here. There's only 2 ways. Number 1, random groups come in and fill this void. From where? From World of Warcraft? I'm not sure. From current Final Fantasy 14 group? I'm not sure. Random JP group? I'm not sure. Somewhere, from nowhere, somebody to fill this void. Or number two, this bunch of players that we know, the knowns. These are the unknowns. The knowns. Like I said, right? The other groups, right? Like Rin, like Momo, like Oriza, they will have to fill this group. They will have to fill this void. Right? They are good. They are not good enough. They will fill this void. They can definitely be there. I give you an example. If in TPS, you replace, let's just say for example, Kyonu. Let's just say for example, if you take Kyonu out and you put Momo in, they will still be world first. Because Momo is a fucking good player. I think Momo can operate in the world first. If you take Sindorf out and then you put Violent Destruction in, I think Violent Destruction will be world first. You take Sindorf out and you put Rin in, Rin will be world first. If you take whoever the bard is in here and you put Stau in, I think Stau will be world first. Because they are good players. Okay? They are good players. But collectively as a group with the players they are playing with, they are not good enough to challenge them as a team. Individually, I think they are all one-to-one exchangeable good enough. But collectively, these groups are not anywhere close. So either these groups need to step up and be better, change the way they play, change the way they think, and change the way they somehow tackle this. Maybe they'll fill the void. Or EPS would have to suck it up and take step backward. Now, how do TPS take this step backward? How will TPS go from here to here, taking a step backward? Stream. So yes, the quality, yes, the competition will be stiffer, the competition will be tighter, but this can be a good road to world first. You know what I mean? This is the only two outcomes. Somebody be better and challenge them, or they eat the humble pie and they go back. You don't think that's a good world first? It will be. It will be. It will be a scuffed road to world first, but it will be a good road to world first. Because if they do this and they stream, then obviously getting first is not priority anymore. The priority would be enforcing this scene. The priority would make this. The priority would be solidifying this scene, so that going into future raid here, going into future patch, this scene will be fun. Okay? And then, by doing this, they will then bring this group here. You know, you guys understand what I'm trying to do? You guys understand what I'm trying to say? You guys understand what I'm trying to say? By going back, it might not be a better world race scene, yes. But by doing this, it builds the foundation to bring this team forward. You know what I mean? But again, this will be up to TPS. And also, TPS don't owe us anything. They don't need to do this for us. They don't need to do this for the world race scene. They don't need to do this to make the Final Fantasy 14 scene better. They can just stay where they are. They can just stay where they are. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. TPS doesn't need to do this. TPS can forever stay here and be the lone winner. It's totally fine. This is whether they want to do it. This is whether they want to stream. This is whether they want to take a step back. This is whether they want to make the road to world first scene better. This is totally up to them. This is not up to us. We shouldn't be pressuring them. They don't owe this to us. They don't feel like they need to do this. Same. It's also exactly the same for this bunch of group and players. These players don't owe us anything. These players are having fun. These players are just hardcore progging. These players are just doing it the way they want. These players also don't owe us anything to have to step up their game and get closer to TPS. They don't have to. I'm just saying overall, this is a void. This is a void that needs to be filled. Who is gonna fill this void? Are they gonna go back? Is this group gonna go in? Or is this group gonna go in? It doesn't fucking matter. It's up to them and it's not our problem. But what I'm just trying to illustrate, my whole point here, what I'm trying to do is just to illustrate to you the current Final Fantasy 14 World Race scene. Because nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever talks about it. It's funny. It's funny. You would think that, I mean, maybe Sophia talk about it on the stream, right? I don't know. You would think, right? You would think the players who were in the road to World First team will come out at some point and tell you guys the situation because they are in it. But nobody ever talks about it. Turns out a random 40-year-old guy that is not even racing, figure it out, understand how it looks like, and then talk about it. But those people that is in it, or those people who says that they are in it, and then obviously TPS who is up there, nobody ever talk about the situation. You know? It's weird, right? And that sums up the whole race scene because nobody cares. You know what I mean? That's exactly that's my point. Because nobody cares. I feel like the teams in Final Fantasy XIV, right, when they sign up for the Frosty Road to World First, right, it's more for a pity than actually making it exciting. Now, they are really good players again. I want to say this again. They are very good players. But when you see them come together, it seems like they are just coming together to play on the playground. They are not there to slit each other's throat. They are not there to any opportunity sliding tackle you and break your leg to win the ball from you. You know, they are just there like, hey, what are you doing here? I'm here for World First. What about you? Yeah, same. Who invited you? Frosty. So you're gonna win, you're gonna tackle the ball? Nah. But the ball, are you gonna nah. Take a shot, man. Take a shot. Go for it. Oh, that was close. My turn. Oh, that was close. Who won? TPS? Nobody. Was anybody surprised? Was anybody really surprised? Are those kids playing in the playground really surprised that TPS won? You know what I mean? That's the whole race scene. It saddens me, but it is what it is. They are really good players, but they just weren't going for it, you know? Alright, I'm just exaggerating it, obviously, right? But whereas in World of Warcraft World First race, come on, come here, I will slit your throat, I will tackle you, break your leg, you know what I mean? That's the difference. That's Limit and Echo. That's the difference. Feel like Final Fantasy XIV Road to World race like playground. I don't know how to do Haka, man. I'm sorry. That's obviously scuffed. But hey, you guys get my point. Oh, that was tiring. Whew. Oh, I'm old, man. That was tiring. Let me catch my breath real quick. You know, I gotta be really honest with you, man. Somebody needs to fucking beat TPS, man. I can't stand it. I can't stand the smirk that Sophia got on his face every single time. Somebody needs to beat him. I want to see Sophia get mad. I want to see Sophia get angry. I want to see Sophia start yelling at his teammate. You guys suck. We need to win. We need to stop digging around. You know, like, I want to see that. But every time you see Sophia, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody, like, tear off his face. You know, somebody beat him. These are things you want to see. Because these are things that you care. These are things that you like. So it's like, this is how I feel, man. This is my feeling towards the 14 Road to World First scene, you know. This is how I feel. It needs to be better. It just needs to be better, right? It just needs to be better. Again, I say I'm just a spectator. So in before you guys tell me, why don't you make your own group? Then why don't you compete, man? You piece of shit. Stop talking out of your ass and stop just spectating. Why don't you start playing? I like to watch. I'm a spectator and I like to watch, right? I want quality matches, you know? Do you think there's an unfilled opportunity for commercial streamers like OTK to cover the World First? You know, the difference between World of Warcraft World First and 14 World First is that you actually can see World First on stream. And then for Final Fantasy XIV, you don't. And for Savage, at least it's still fine because you know the clear will still be within a day. But just think about it. Just think about it, okay? Imagine T. Just imagine if there is a live coverage for Road to World First for T. Okay? And then we will be sitting here. Guys, welcome to day 8. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is the 8th day of T Road to World First. I would like to say the race is really, really tight. Right now, we got the World Second move on day 7, and Arthur's team on day 8. They are almost getting there. The World Second and 8 is really, really close. Yeah, no, not bad, Jimmy. Not bad, Jimmy. What about the first? Are we not covering the first? Well, John, World First already cleared 4 days ago. Why the fuck are we still sitting here? What the fuck are we covering? Something? Imagine that. That's gonna be awkward, right? You know what I mean? Whereas WoW World Race is actually... Fuck, man. Holy shit, man. Castle Natria, right? Limit literally beat Echo by 1 pool. 1 pool. Literally 1 pool. Okay? And then for Sylvanas, literally 0.6%. Limit went 18 hours. They were supposed to only race 16. They overtime. They went overtime. They went 18 hours just to push it. They got it to 90. They got it to 45.6%. And then after that, they just couldn't take it anymore. They decided to go to bed. And then guess what? A few hours later, Echo woke up. Echo cleared it. You know, that's how fucking close it is. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the excitement. Everybody is just like... And what's more fun, because the race is longer, so it turns out like, you know, at the beginning everybody is there, right? But as time goes by, days after days, it become a round the clock thingy. So like, it's like you are always watching, you will definitely catch the first on stream, you know? It's definitely gonna be there, it's gonna be live, it's gonna be together, you know? That's the difference, man. Again, no pressure, right? I'm not trying to say that, you know? I'm not trying to say that TPS needs to stream it, right? I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to force them. I'm just saying. I'm just like telling you the difference. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying it's TPS fault that it wasn't that exciting. I'm not saying that it's those other teams' fault that it's like far behind them, that they didn't try hard enough. That's not what I'm trying to say. Right? I'm just trying to put it, you know, on picture. I'm just trying to put it where they are so that we all visually understand. Visually, mentally understand, you know, in graphics, how different it is.